It's before the bell. Podcast slamming all comers. Bloodlines, hot thighs, yeah, no runners. Boys Martin, J, and CT. Laid out for the count. 1, 2, 3. Before the bell podcast. Before the bell podcast.
I love the intro, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the greatest wrestling podcast of all time. That's Before the Bell. You're listening and looking at Main Event CT. I'm here in the building. Before we even begin, I want to say thank you to every single person that has been leaving comments on the Instagram, the TikTok, the Facebook, the YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Y'all been really killing it with the engagement, and we're so grateful. Before I continue, friend of the show, one of the, basically our unofficial fourth, if I'm being completely honest. They call him Dark Kent. They call him the Darkitect, the legendary Christopher Burns. How are you, man?
You know who I am, and now you know why I'm here.
With the chest up.
Come on now. I don't crash out a lot. I don't brag a lot.
You don't.
But I gotta say, all the love y'all have been showing me, like I feel like I'm a hit on this show.
You are.
I feel like I'm a hit.
You're legendary, bro.
And here I am. I'm back again. The Darkitect is in the building. The Rogue Horseman. You know what I mean? As the Store Horseman podcast is in some weird limbo. You know what I mean? I'll be that. I'll be the Rogue Horseman. Let's go. I'm running with that.
I love it, man. And obviously, we are joined by my partner in crime. Oh, this is. I feel like there should be a clock right now, counting down. Turn around so the camera can see you.
Yeah, come on, baby. Yeah. Where?
And who might you be?
Welcome to Bell is Morrow. It's a pleasure to be here. I am Y2M. Oh, yeah, that's right. Burnsy boy and CTZ. It's none other than Mark Morrow. Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't even have a promo with this one. You just hype on energy,
just chest
with the white woman wig. That chest is crazy.
I don't have a promo, brother. I have the best promo there is. All right, because I don't know if you realize this, CT, but I'm the man of 1,005 podcasts. That's right.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Yeah. So there's Talk is Morrow. There's the Arm Bar.
Yeah, that's right.
There's the WCW died because of Martin Morrow podcast.
Okay.
That's a long
There's
title.
Extremely Morrow.
Okay.
Before the Bell.
Yes.
Bullies podcast.
Oh,
Let me tell you what we're not going to do. Is continue to name.
Yeah. There's no commercial break here, so we can't.
You were going to go for the 1,000, and I respect it.
1,004, brother.
Listen, man, this is
the pants. Where I don't. There's nowhere to purchase those. I know that. All right. Yeah.
Let me tell you why I respect this outfit. First of all, chest out.
Yeah.
No oil on the chest.
None
either.
at all.
He went
or definition. just that is the rawest chest I've seen in some time.
Or definition.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
Martin, I'm sorry. That was.
I thought you could have did at least 5 push-ups before you came in. But also it fits the Jericho thing because his thing is very, so that's commitment, brother.
Yeah, it was all for the bit, brother.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we're all learning here. We're a learning tree.
Yeah, see?
He plugging it through
That's right.
with the thing.
Absolutely.
In the comments, thank you guys so much for the comments. As you know, any super chat of substantial value, $10 or more. We are stopping the show to show you our gratitude. So please get those super chats started. In the meantime, I'm seeing y'all come through. It's time to get into it, man. Before we get into the main topic, the white woman wig. Where did you get it?
You know he already had that.
What do you mean wig, brother? Wig, this is my natural, beautiful locks.
This is, you know what's funny? If we could talk about Jericho, bro, I feel like Y2J and Code Breaker Jericho. Wait, Y2J, initial Code Breaker Jericho with the return, and the list of Jericho are my favorite Jerichos. And shout out to Lionheart.
Yeah.
But those are my three favorite.
Now, are you counting his entire WCW run as Lionheart?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it was a good time.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say all of it was Lionheart, because I feel like when he turned heel, and he was just like destroying like Dean Malenko and Rey Mysterio's knee and stuff like that. I mean, although Rey Mysterio's knee, I think like you could sneeze and destroy it. Shout out to Rey Mysterio's knees.
Shout out to Rey Mysterio's knees.
Friends of the show.
Both of them.
Both knees.
Left and right.
But yeah, I would say when his heel run in WCW would be my number one, then the Y2J run, and then when he was like super serious and had the short hair and the suit. Yeah.
It's a completely different Jericho.
Yeah.
I respect it.
The best at evolving, I think.
Yeah. That's a great way to say it, bro.
Reinvention.
Touche.
That is what I would say for him. Because it's like, he never. Oh wait, we got there. It is. We got to stop for a second.
Freddie Velasquez, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Stephanie. I can't say the last name. Is it Vakir?
Vakir, yeah,
Vakir.
Stephanie Vakir defeated Isla Dawn in her WWE debut last night at a house show in Mexico. How do you know this?
There's been a lot of footage from the Mexico show. I think they were ready for this. They wanted people to see that Steph was going to be there.
Yeah.
But then also, Bailey's been leaning into her Latin heritage more. She came out in the luchador mask. It had an epic entrance. And I was like, can we keep this energy for current Bailey?
I'm so glad that you said that.
You know what I mean? I have a lot to say about Bailey.
BBL Bailey.
BBL Bailey.
Oh,
that was the best part of SmackDown.
Woo.
So Bailey's gifts
all over there
have been part of wrestling lore for some time without acknowledgement on television.
Boy, I wanted a hug back then.
And that from the back.
That's a fact. You understand?
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shout out Aaron Solo. But no pun intended. This was the first. Is this the first time we had a actual reference to what's going on back there, which is a situation?
She got a wagon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was tag team champion as well as WWE women's champion, bro.
I mean, that's why she's a role model. That's for no other reason. You know what I'm saying?
Sweet rolls.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Now,
because she's been getting closer to it. You know what I mean? Hugger Bailey was always quite covered up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And very downplayed. And I just remember watching NXT like, is no one else seeing what the hell?
Nobody else seeing it. And they weren't giving her a lot of times when you see I'll say women outside of the culture of our culture, their curves aren't celebrated.
Correct.
So they start to feel weird about it. Because you know what I'm saying? The white boys be like, oh, it's so much butt.
Yeah.
But it's like Bailey, love. We just lost it. Where did it go? Read those for me, man, because this camera is blocking.
Sure. Tyrone Handon said that damn Fabio wig.
I can't believe it's not the butt there. Those were a good time. Also, this couch is very spacious, bro.
Listen, I wasn't gonna reference it, brother.
Never sat over here before. I never sat here before. And from the previous show, Burns sits where I usually sit. So I was like, I'll just sit here. And this is a lot of couch.
This is a lot of
you get to stretch out a little bit more.
I'm so comfortable.
Somehow, even though this one looks shorter, it's probably more spacious than that one.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So much space. Let's go in order.
Absolutely.
Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
Okay.
Without even delaying, Mommy's back, bro.
How about it?
Mommy's back. Rhea Ripley made her return last Monday night. And if I can be honest, man, where does this leave the Judgment Day? And I say that because let me list these facts. Liv Morgan helped Finn and JD get the tag titles back.
Right.
Okay. She also helped Dominik Mysterio finally beat his father.
Yeah.
These are things that have never happened when Rhea was there.
And gave Dominik chicken nuggets.
She gave him chicken nuggets.
I mean, that's a sacred bond. When
That is a
somebody
sacred
gets you
bond.
chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
So
I'm more of a tender guy. While we're on the subject, just
Okay.
you know, I like the chicken
now,
tenders.
how do you distinguish between nuggies and tenders?
I'm so glad you asked that.
Okay.
So the tenders, pause,
Science.
are longer and thicker. You got the.
Oh, you preemptively paused.
I knew what was coming.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
I knew what was coming.
Yeah. That's foresight.
You
I
know
like
what I'm
that.
saying? You got to see where it's going. And then the
Right.
chicken nuggets are, they're kid-like, very small,
Yeah.
and,
Okay, all right,
pop
for
'em.
sure.
yeah.
So what I'm seeing, it looks like there's two factions
Okay.
brewing within Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's Damian and Rhea,
Yes.
and then there's JD and Finn. And Dom is directly in the middle
Yeah.
as to where he's
And
going.
Carlito's
Carlito,
on
I was gonna
Finn's
say,
side.
Now,
Carlito.
Carlito, they've said officially he's not in the Judgment
When
Day.
did they say that?
This was asked on some WWE interview with the Judgment Day, and they
Okay.
asked specifically, "Is he in the Judgment Day?"
But
He is
when,
not.
though?
This was very recently. Okay, very recently.
Okay.
Well, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. Marlito.
But they like to put the Latin people together. It's amazing Bailey has not had a storyline with them now.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing about Bailey. We
Good
didn't know
one.
that she was Latin for a very long time. We just thought the tribal cheeks were of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? What? We thought
What did
they
you-
were an anomaly.
What did you call those?
The tribal cheeks, acknowledge. You know what I'm saying?
If I don't do nothing else,
Yeah.
I'm gonna applaud that one, brother.
Exactly.
The tribal cheeks.
Someone hit it in the chat. They
What?
said Nikki Lyons is a tribal cheeks, but no.
No.
Bailey
Bailey,
definitely the tribal
Yeah.
cheeks.
Bailey got it
But
on
great minds
lock.
think alike, brother.
Yeah, because Bailey's is different proportions.
100%.
Yeah.
that's what-
100%.
yeah.
Because I don't want to get into body shaming, but Bailey's doing her thing. I was
That's
going to
right.
compare the other
Yeah,
young lady.
That's right.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins came out on Monday Night Raw.
Oh,
dressed-
wait. Before you do that,
Yeah.
Judgment Day, if you're Dominik,
Yes.
who do you choose
Ooh.
and why?
At this point,
Yeah.
because let's look at the storytelling.
Yes.
Dominik has been better off with Liv Morgan because Liv Morgan has helped him become better,
Sure.
and she's chased after him in a
Right.
sense of trying to make him better.
Mm.
Rhea beat him up. So you got one of tough love and you got another healthy love.
Yeah.
So like, do you go after the girl that's turned you down a million times, or do you go after the girl who's been chasing you?
See, here's the thing. I feel like, all right, you know when like a girl really wants you, so
Uh-huh.
she does a bunch of cool stuff for you up top
Yeah.
to try to steal you from your woman. But then like once she has you, that's when she just dissipates. She's like, yeah, I'm not really like that for real.
Yeah.
So I feel like because it's too new, it's too fresh.
Shout out to my wife for doing all those things and continuing to do them.
Yeah.
She been looking out, boy. She was cleaning them drawers day one. She been cleaning them drawers day
Attaboy.
2000 or whatever this is.
Congratulations.
Hand wash.
I'm pretty honored, man.
Yeah.
I don't have hand wash drawers.
Okay.
Only from this outfit. I know you have hand wash drawers. You got
There's not a
drawers.
chance he's wearing draws in this outfit. Okay. This is Lou, no draws. For
Lou,
sure.
no- yo.
No draws.
Hey, boy. Where do you get the pants? I don't mind the jacket. The jacket you get anywhere. Where did you get these pants? And is there a matching jacket?
Yeah.
There is a shirt that goes along with these pants.
No.
But I thought they were gonna come together and they didn't. They just sent me the pants. So yeah.
It's okay. So you didn't. This isn't specifically for this outfit. You just had the pants.
Oh yeah.
Is what's going on in the lore of Martin Morrow.
Yeah. No, I had these pants already.
Okay. All right.
Marty Barrow.
Oh boy. What's your moniker on this show? You main event CT?
I main event. He's mid-card Morrow.
Mid-card
He's
Morrow.
But
also
I changed. Yeah. So
Yeah, okay.
Martin Morrow.
Yeah.
Y2M.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Come on, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
So much pain.
Yeah. Come on.
Please continue.
Seth Rollins came out dressed like he was a member of the Rhythm Nation from Janet
Oh
Jackson.
my God.
I say, Seth! That one, when I saw, am I the only one who's been noticing the Joe Hendry Easter eggs like in the show? Like when they go to commercial, you'll see like a quick shot of Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what are they building towards? Because this is not NXT TV.
Royal Rumble.
Ooh.
In July?
Hey, man, he has an uncanny ability to go viral.
Yeah.
So, anytime you can get his face, you know what I mean, in a clip to have it go on YouTube or Instagram or wherever, it's great strategy by WWE's media team for sure.
Yeah.
These are facts.
Yeah.
I wonder, I know last year they did that Slim Jim Battle Royal. I think that would be a good place to put a Joe Hendry and all the guys who probably aren't going to have a match as well
Yeah.
in another Slim Jim Battle Royal. And that'd be a hella good debut for him too.
Do you think TNA realizes that they getting played? It's like,
you mean get the bad end of the stick?
We'll have them show up on NXT. We'll have them, but then in 3 months, they gonna be signed.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Him and Jordan Grace is out of there.
Well, I mean, it's not as bad as when they had that partnership with AEW. And Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone would just be like, "Yeah, TNA sucks. We took your title."
Yeah.
Like,
True enough.
Hey, man, what are you doing this? Why are you saying this about me, bro?
Right.
Yeah.
I thought we was the same team. I thought we going against them.
We're not.
I thought
We're
we was
not
together
equals.
today.
Tony Khan, we're not equals. We're not friends.
Yeah.
We're way better.
This meaningless title, Kenny Omega has like.
But when you look at that partnership, dude, it's a better. First of all, the WWE is the biggest dog in the game.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's a better partnership for TNA talent that already want to leave. At least this time, you get to leave gracefully and you keep a relationship intact.
Sure.
Compared to the young lady who dropped both of her titles before she left.
Stephanie.
Yeah. Stephanie did it a different way.
She was like, "Oh, by the way,
I'm out. Y'all can have these."
Yeah. Check this out."
But I heard part of that was because I guess her ex fiance or something like that dude tried to kill her.
Really?
What?
Yeah, some dude I went to his Wikipedia page. He choked her out, but his best friend still works for. I'm not gonna say the guy's name because it's all allegedly whatever. But apparently that was part of why would I want to work there when you got this dude who supported my abuser? So
I mean, it is a wild situation south of the border. It seems like if you had their hiring standards and practices are, my man.
Oh, you can wrestle? You say you can wrestle?
I'm about to say Alberto Del Rio. Come on down, brother. It's like, have we not moved on from
he was
Alberto
in
Del
all
Rio?
the jails.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's time to not have him on your
the jails?
All the jails, bro. Alberto Del Rio would leave one jail, go to the next one.
Yeah.
Yo, when they said the story about him and his brother getting arrested,
dude,
and they started fighting in the jail, and then people were breaking them out, then they beat up all the people in the jail. They went back to fighting each other. I was like, yo, that's the next level of crazy.
Más incarceración. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you man. We got two to look at. First and foremost, thank you to Incredible Jones. Good news, Cedric and Ashanti are out of catering and back in NXT. That is actually good. Yeah. And is that
Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow just sent the super chat.
Okay.
Deuce Big Below. Hey, yo.
I think they just wanted us to say that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the donation.
No comment, just donation.
Round of applause for them, yo. That's crazy.
Yeah. Is that Jay?
Who?
No, okay, never mind. Go ahead.
You're out of control.
Oh, wow.
Adam Pearce is an unsung hero. He's a great GM.
Okay.
The only thing I feel bad about is those suits, bro. Those suits.
Oh, yeah.
He's great up top, but he got hips. And his pants don't serve him having hips, bro.
It's not, there's a tailoring issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is usually reserved for NBA players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
like a 2003 NBA draft
expensive suits.
Yeah.
And it's like you just bought it and put it on.
Just
you
put
ain't
it
have
on.
nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta size up at the least, bro. He be walking around. I'm like, is he also advertising a WWE OnlyFans?
Right.
What's cracking with these thighs?
So wait, on a scale of JBL suits to Teddy Long suits, where would you put?
Whoo.
Where would you put the?
Here's the thing: JBL suits were great because JBL was also a husky brother on the low.
Mm-hmm.
JBL had that body he was just country strong.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing no athletic workouts, no push-ups. It was beers and curls. He wasn't doing nothing for his stomach or chest.
Yeah.
But when you look at Teddy Long, Those are some long ass suits.
That's right.
That were too long for a man his size.
They violated my uncle's rule of suit jackets.
What's
Which
the
is,
rule?
if you can't reach for a gun in 3 seconds, you have far too many buttons on your jacket.
I respect that.
And that was
I respect that.
that was Teddy Long suits all day long.
If you can't reach for a gun in how many seconds?
3.
Yeah, you going. I counted.
Yeah,
Really?
100%. You done.
Brilly, that's one boy. I hope you
know?
paying attention. Shout out to Brilly the Kid, man, the guy who cuts up our clips. Thank you to
Yo.
Jerry Williams, who is doing the illustrations for the logos. We're so grateful to our community, guys, because we can't have this without you guys. Massive shout out to, so please, all the super chats, brother, because I got the wrong glasses on. I got to do this better next week.
All right, Deuce Big Below is back once again. He says, remember before she vanquished her title, Rhea said it was the most important thing to her. Ooh, and that's maybe what's that planted a seed inside of Dom. Interesting.
That he's not important to her as the title is.
Exactly.
So here's the thing. We already know the rules. When somebody comes back from injury, you don't get the title.
Right.
So when do you think, or does Dom interfere and Rhea loses at SummerSlam?
That has to be it.
That's probably got to be it, right?
Yeah.
Or, see, they'll never do this.
Yeah.
But if I was booking it, this is where I would go. They have the match. Liv retains.
Okay.
And then it seems you seem to think the story is going to be who does Dom choose?
Yeah.
And you pull an ECW and Rhea and Liv get together.
You're out of control.
And dump this man.
Yo.
I'm saying that is the best way to end this story.
When did Vince text you and tell you his plan?
Could you imagine the ratings if it's like neither of us want you? Throughout the course of this beef, we found out that we wanted each other.
That's 90s WWE right there, boy.
I mean, they did do that storyline where Lana was about to marry Bobby Lashley.
And it was Liv Morgan.
And Liv Morgan, she's like,
There's
you
precedent.
were supposed to date me, Lana.
There's precedent. Come on now.
Yeah, you established these.
This
are all-
is true.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And that storyline was already 15 years too old. You're like,
yeah.
what are you doing,
So
bro?
you got to think outside the box. No pun intended.
Bro, ooh, I like your style.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Hey, let me tell you something.
You on your way.
You the next Lenny Bruce.
Okay, all right. I'm working on it.
Bro, I watched that movie on Thursday again, bro, and laughed so hard, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a cuss for this part just because it's the quote. It was literally when Reggie's on stage, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, 100%.
And Eddie Murphy was like, that's some funny shit, man.
Yeah.
You on your way. You going to the top. You the next Lenny Bruce. Bro, Eddie Murphy's the king. Anyway,
Absolutely.
Braun Breaker is going to SummerSlam
Yes.
to face Sami Zayn. But
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He lost.
So
You go to the back of the line, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, but if you want to go to the front of the line, you spear that dude.
But one of the things we got
Twice.
away from in WWE, which was for the better, was these endless rematch cycles.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people were criticizing the choice of having Sami Zayn defeat Braun Breaker, but it was like, no. The champions should be booked strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Braun, and I had this disagreement with Jay all the time. He thinks that Braun should just be, marauding through the roster.
Mhm.
It's like, then you have the Goldberg problem of not getting any quality matches out of these guys to make them credible for when they eventually have to lose.
Or like with Braun Strowman.
Exactly.
That same thing happened.
100%. Because even look at Gunther. Gunther has competitive matches,
Yes.
but he's still dominant.
Yes.
That's what you want Braun to be. You can't just push him to the front to gold immediately.
Mhm.
And you know what I mean? Especially when you're trying to establish how prestigious the Intercontinental Championship still is, not with Gunther.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's important that Sammy looks strong.
Yeah.
Who takes it off of him?
Off of
Go
Sam-
ahead, say what you better say.
Well, I was going to say, I think that they have to do something different in this match as far as like either add another competitor or some sort of stipulation. But
Because Braun can't eat that pin again.
no.
Yeah.
So, and it seems like they've moved Sheamus, because I thought it was going to be like Sheamus in there, but it seems they moved him to something with Pete Dunne. So,
Yeah.
Which seems, that's a very...
Which means
yeah.
they broke that tag team up.
Well, so Tyler Bate got hurt. He's out for, 6 months?
Yeah.
Something like that. I think
Was it something with his knee?
Bicep.
Oh my god! Because anytime I see somebody without knee pads, I'm like, you asking for this shit.
I just watched Ric Flair's retirement match the other day. Well, yesterday against Shawn Michaels, and it dawned on me: Flair never put his knee pads up.
Never.
No.
Why even wear knee pads?
Hey man,
He probably just
Yeah,
trying to cover
what's going
his-
on those shins
Yeah, he's
to
trying to
where
cover
he
his
needed? You can do tape for that.
Ric Flair, and this goes back to the '80s.
Yeah.
Ric Flair has always had the worst body in wrestling, bro. He should have wrestled. He should have been in a singlet.
There's a reason for that, though.
Why?
He talked about it. He's like, he was so drunk,
Mhm.
most of his life that he was like, you didn't notice that I was in shape, but I never ever had, like a six pack.
Yeah.
He's like, it's all the alcohol I was drinking. He said he was never drunk during a match.
Okay.
Which I don't know. If
Come
I-
on, Rick.
fully, yeah, you know what I mean? But then admitted to having a cooler in the back of 12 packs. That was his on the way to the bar drinks.
Oh wow.
So he's just shotgunning, brews on the way to his drinking for the night. And still doing 1 hour marathon Broadway
Yeah.
matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely don't believe that he wasn't drunk in that ring. 'Cause that was a
he had
different
a
time.
couple.
Definitely not.
Yeah, he was like,
so-
"Oh, we could take a light night with Ricky.
Yeah.
I'll do a glass of wine before this match. What you think, Steamboat?"
What you think, Steamboat? When we talk about these fights, because this happened during the Sami Zayn
Yeah.
Braun thing. How many more times is Jason Jordan gonna be seen on camera and they act like we don't know who Jason
Yeah,
Jordan
for
is?
sure.
Come on, bro.
That's been forever now. It's like, that's Billy Kidman.
Yeah.
You
What's
know what I
up?
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Hurricane?
You did so, yeah, for real. So, I don't know. Once you put that suit jacket on,
It's a wrap.
it's just kind of,
They feel like that's
it's
your Clark
kinda
Kent
over.
Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at some point that I would wish they would go, that's Kurt Angle's son out there.
Yeah, which
You
it
know?
always should have been Gable. It always should have been
Of
Gable,
course.
bro.
Yeah.
You have one of them who's an Olympian also and sort of looks like Kurt Angle.
Yes.
No, we're going with the black one. That's what we're going to do, which I heard was a rib on Kurt.
Yeah, because Vince found out that Kurt used to date black women in college.
Yeah.
Vince was a menace, bro.
Yeah.
Diabolical.
like black women? All right.
Yeah.
When you knocked one up, you didn't wear a condom. Got a taste for chocolate, do you? See, I would have had
More chocolate than you can handle.
sexual chocolate.
You didn't wear a
You didn't wrap it up, did you, Kurt? Busting all inside.
bro.
Going raw with those people.
Yo.
You know he referred
Yeah,
to
of
us
course.
as those people sometimes.
Of
It had
course.
to have. Had
Of
to have.
course,
Come on now.
Bro. We moving up.
Yeah.
I was about to bring up when Vince said the N-word.
Dude, unreal.
Crazy.
Unreal that happened, for
Yeah.
sure.
To this day.
Yeah.
I was like, that was on regular television, bro.
And then had the nerve to have Booker T standing there as though like, oh man, dog. Wild times, brother.
I want Miz to turn on R-Truth. I'm ready for a heel Miz.
Oh,
again.
he is
Yeah.
about you. When y'all saw him staring at Truth afterwards, like,
yeah.
it's like it was funny
Needs to
because
happen.
it gave off that vibe. You know when you realize your friend is stupid,
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
like you thought and you kind of knew, but now you like really
It's
realize.
confirmed now.
Yeah, like this.
That's hilarious you say that. I have I went to see 300 with a group of friends one time.
Wait, you didn't wear a condom.
How dare you?
God, keep going, bro.
And my good friend, Damani Drake Dillard, I have to say his full name.
Oh,
because
baby.
we got out of the movie
Uh-huh.
and he looked at me with a straight face and said, was the Persian army actually like that? I said, monsters? You think they were monsters fighting against? And I gave him the Miz look because I knew I had to turn on it.
Yeah.
You got a heel turn that.
Yeah.
Is he still your friend?
We've had rock,
Okay.
we cool. We
what's
all right,
up, man.
We good. We all right.
I don't
But,
know.
you know.
That reminded me. So when I was in high school, I used to work in the movie theaters.
Yeah.
And this girl had died in a car accident.
All
And
right,
so,
this got dark.
Jesus.
No,
fast.
it's fine. Don't worry about that.
No,
Is it fine?
it was a while ago.
All right.
She's still not here.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
She's not coming back, so there's nothing we can do.
Oh, no.
But I would tell, like, it was like a weekend, so kids would come in from my high school, and I'd be like, hey, just so you know, such and such died. So there's this one girl who I considered a friend, and I was like, hey, I wanted to let you guys know that such and such died. She goes, oh my God, is she okay? I was like, no, man, she the least okay you could possibly be. I would venture to say.
The opposite of okay. Wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's what she said right now.
Did you answer her or did you just give her the blank look?
No, I said she's dead. she's still yeah.
Yeah.
That was really dark, bro.
Yeah. It's in a matter of speaking, shit could be okay if there's a heaven above. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So that sort of thing.
Sure.
So maybe in a better place. That Africa chain really is what sets this off for me. You know what I mean? It's a Randy White. Please don't. I didn't want to see your nipples
That
at all.
was a flash.
Yeah, I have been
Hey, some
assaulted.
places you have to pay $20 for that.
Yeah. The depths of the internet.
Bro.
The depths.
The dark web.
Yeah.
Zoe Starks,
Yes.
Shayna Baszler,
Oh, yeah.
and
Sonya
Sonya
Deville.
Deville are now a trio.
I like it.
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a Sonya Deville guy, though.
Sure.
I love her, bro. And she can speak on the mic.
Yes.
She can wrestle. She never had a great run because even when she had the tag titles, she got injured.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm interested to see what this is because honestly, we could say that the other two young ladies were missing something.
Right.
And this is what they were missing.
It's funny, man, because WWE just has this habit of putting similar folk together.
Oh,
like
yeah.
they put all the black folk together.
Don't you say
They put
it.
the Latin people together. So they were like, what we gonna do with these handsome faced women who ain't got no storyline? We just go, what? Wait, what? What?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah. And so they were like, these girls that might get you from the back. What are we going to? We should do something here. We should do something here. And they did it. They did it. And they got us new. What? Martin? Yeah. Don't sell me, fellas. We're talking about we're talking about a topic right now, right?
Handsome faced.
Yeah.
Might get you from the back.
Yo.
What do we call the stable? What you gonna call them? Do they have a name yet?
They don't.
Yeah.
The what?
The what? Yeah.
Don't you finish that.
Yeah.
The Mat Munchers.
I can't even.
What?
All right, that's
Because they're gonna munch you into the mat.
yeah, certainly. Is Zoe Stark good?
She's got a
got a dude,
husband.
right?
Yeah, she got a husband.
Yeah.
He's like an
Okay.
old dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good
He's
beard.
like a old.
So he can't
buff guy.
walk. I could see that. Death by snoo. You know what I mean?
You know what I didn't like about the Great Khali?
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what.
Crazy transition. What did you not like about the Great Khali? C2?
What about that? All right, yeah, okay.
I saw a video the other day. Great
Yes.
Khali was doing push-ups. And I was like, I never respected his lower body, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He never did legs.
The stilts?
It was like, you remember that toy from Toy Story?
Yeah.
That was like the upper body was a baby.
Yeah.
It was
That
like-
is- yeah.
It was
for
like that
sure.
with Khali, bro.
Yeah, he had a weird walk. It looked like his feet went in a circle.
Yeah.
It was, you know what I mean? Like he was almost floating to the ring. Like
It was very-
it was interesting.
It was an odd thing.
It was
It
interesting.
was always funny to go back and watch Great Khali matches and they have to yell at him to do stuff.
Of course.
Turn to the camera.
Yeah. No idea what's going on. No clue. Do you guys think there's too many stables though in WWE? Because that's
No,
Triple
no.
H thing. He loves stables.
I love a stable, though.
Yeah.
I don't think there's too many stables. I think give us as many stables as you can, and let's see who sticks.
Okay.
Because
Interesting.
when you have stables, you need other stables for them to fight.
right.
But when you just have a bunch of, because the purpose of a stable isn't to just make somebody look strong. It's to give all the wrestlers who have nothing going on
Yeah.
some TV time
Sure.
and some match time. So, but I will say the stables like my man said about Ashanti and Cedric. Now they on NXT, but we got Baron Corbin and Apollo in the tag team now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm with it. Baron Corbin should keep his shirt on, but outside of that,
yeah.
they rolling off to the races.
For
that,
sure.
that was, which also they worked well together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing Baron Corbin do high spots and jumping over, I was like, yo,
He's found his calling as a tag wrestler. They
Yes.
kept trying to make him happen as a lone wolf, and it's like, nah, he needs a
partner.
Other
Yeah,
wolves.
He needs
some
a
wolves.
pack.
Yeah. Can we get him packed up? Like, let's do that because it's working for him. Him by himself is just it's not the lick.
You know
It's not
what?
the
I
lick
think
at all.
him by himself never worked only because
His hairline.
oh right.
I mean, he got the LeBron thing where you just be like, don't, because that's what made the bum Corbin thing work. Because he
Yeah.
started growing it out,
Yeah.
and he just looked like, and so it's hard to cheer for that when you don't let it go.
Not even just that, but it's like with Baron Corbin, he's in a unique position
Mhm.
because he's a large guy, but he's not a big guy.
Yeah,
He's just tall. So it's
Right.
like you want him to main event picture with heavyweights,
sure,
but you can't really believably see him going against a heavyweight. Like him and Roman Reigns, I didn't believe it because
Yeah.
Roman was so much more,
Sure,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah.
But I will say Apollo Crews has deserved a good story. And I think they'll be great together, but they're also missing something.
Mm.
It's like, are they missing a third person or are they missing that mic work that would help them along as a team?
Maybe they need a mouthpiece.
So who out of the current roster or someone from NXT would you put with them?
That's a very good question.
Mm.
Okay, so I would give them Candice LeRae. She's on SmackDown. Candice LeRae did a
Okay.
villain turn when they were on Raw still.
Sure,
her
sure,
and
sure,
they're like,
Indy Hartwell.
yeah, she's like your dumb dead brother. Yeah,
And
Yeah,
it was
with-
evil.
Wild. Yeah,
but that's the kind of mouthpiece you want as a heel.
Sure.
I don't know if she could really work as a face, but it would definitely give them some benefit if they were heels.
yeah,
Legata del Fantasma.
yeah.
Santos is amazing.
Yeah.
The young lady with them,
Electra Lopez. Yeah.
Electra, if you're not going to wrestle,
Yeah.
why do they just have her doing nothing? She's obviously a wrestler. Give her a match. Give her a feud. Give her
Sure.
something. I
Have
hate
you-
to see
well,
idle wrestlers.
Well, if you've seen her wrestle, you know why.
Right. Well, then let her, work the stick.
Tiffany Stratton.
Which also I think might be an endpoint for Judgment Day. It might be that Liv and Finn just break off and become an act
And JD.
with the two of them.
I think
Maybe.
I think JD's sticking with Finn no matter
You
what.
think so? Yeah.
no matter
yeah,
what.
yeah.
Because if they let JD loose again, then he's gonna have.
Well,
a
it's
rough time.
hard. His mobility is tough because all that head
He got a lot
is
of
weighing
head.
him down. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he gonna stay put.
And he ain't got no shoulders. That's what I realized.
Yeah.
I realized
Yeah, that adds to it.
He got abs. He ain't got no shoulders, bro.
Mhm.
That big ass head. And I'm like, what is missing from his...
Shoulders.
He, ain't
He,
got
he
no
should wear the
shoulders.
title as like a headband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be carried around by Al Snow.
What does everybody want? Let's see.
Also,
No.
this is a really
Oh,
good week
Blair.
of NXT. So
Fire.
Ego, Ethan Page, new NXT
Brand new
champion.
NXT champion, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm okay. I think Trick is better with the chase. Trick is
100%
way
agree.
better with the chase.
100%
And
agree.
that boy Javon Evans, that kid is fire, man.
He is. He's a
And,
great wrestler.
and when he talks, like they did the promo thing, it comes off so naturally, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't seem like a stifled typical wrestling promo. When he told Sean Spears, "Man, shut your dumb ass up," I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
all right, my bad, dog." But personally, my favorite part of NXT, as someone who I've met the Rascals, friends of the show, all really sweet dudes, nice guys. Seeing them back together, MSK Rascals. I assume, like we talked a little bit about that TNA NXT connection.
Mhm.
I could see Wesley working some matches in TNA.
Did Wesley lose his momentum when he got injured?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think that you have to remember how many gifted and talented athletic dudes there are in NXT.
Yes.
So it wasn't hard to fill that space, but at the same time, I think him coming back, chasing the North American title, chasing Obafemi of all people.
Yeah.
That's
Monster.
what, it's hard. Like, I don't know who's gonna beat Obafemi.
When does he get called up? Because at this point, you're kind of wasting him in NXT. A guy like that.
But where is he gonna fit though?
Yeah.
You got Breaker.
Breaker is the man on Raw. He can't go to Raw.
Yeah.
And you see what they've done to Omos. So, like, would you want a second?
He's way more talented than Omos.
I agree.
Henry. Yeah.
But I'm saying if they couldn't figure anything out to do with Omos, what are they going to do with Obafemi?
I think they could do more with Oba as far as you get more bang out of your buck because Oba's shorter. Omos is a spectacle. You bring him in, you want to see him on Survivor Series or the Royal Rumbles. You don't just want to see every week. But at the same time, Omos got great in a short amount of time. His last match, I think, was it Seth or Brock? And you wow.
I mean, I just remember that you guys have an affinity for Omos here, so I'm not going to say much. Yeah. I'm just going to say that when Obafemi comes out and the bell rings, there's not a panic that goes over everyone in the back. Where they're just like, and now it's like with him, it's like the bell rings, okay, we about to see, like some wrestling. And I'm good with that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Wesley, this is why I bring it up about Wesley. His class of people. You got Braun, you got Dragunov, you have, I don't want to say Gunther was his peer. I feel like Gunther left right before he got hot down in NXT.
Yeah, so like I would say Gunther was more NXT UK, and Wesley and Nash Carter, aka Zachary Wentz, they were in that deep transitional period of NXT Black and Gold into NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
So because I think they were tag champions at that time. Yeah. So I would say more so his peers were like Carmelo Hayes to some extent.
Carmelo.
Odyssey Jones, wherever he may be.
Shout out to Odyssey, man. Friend of the show.
Yeah, man. They got to do something with him.
It will be good.
Yeah.
I can see him being a third member of that.
No, don't worry about me. I'm fine. He said something that made me want to make a joke, but it would probably demonetize us that I can't.
No.
So I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
No.
You know what I mean? And then also my man Antoine Phillips went back with we were talking about the stable for the 3 and the stud line. That is a work of art. That is just beautiful. That is amazing. That is utterly amazing.
Oh wow.
That is utterly amazing. And so old Domingo trip right on time.
What'd he say?
He says, I'm saving this $5 just for this. Shayna, Zoe, and Sonya should be called the stud stable. Now, you said that, but the stud line, I gotta say, edged you out a little bit there, brother.
Man,
you know what I mean?
It's a cold game.
It's certainly a cold.
Jacob Fatu did 2 more moves that I love to see.
Yes,
Jacob Fatu, they were right. They were right to bring him in so late because you got Tama Tonga, then you got Bachaloa, and now you have Jacob Fatu.
Yo. No.
Bachaloa.
You don't just get to
that's the name. Bachaloa. How you botch your debut? It's like, hey, all you got to do, come from under the ring, grab the ref.
Yeah.
On 2. I got it. Come on, man. I've been around the world. All right, bet.
Yeah.
1, 2. Oh, and then he comes out. Come on, man. They had that. He botched the.
He's not a first. He's at first you don't succeed kind of guy,
dude,
because he didn't get the ref for the first time when he needed to, and he didn't get the low blow.
He didn't get the low blow.
The second time he got you though.
I'm gonna do this though. I'm gonna defend him with the low blow.
Okay.
Because Kevin, you felt him hit you somewhere, bro. Come on, man. Don't just sell it, bro. You felt him hit your leg.
He didn't want it to look ridiculous. So he's just like, he just like falls over. And like, it would look like he was past the kidney stone or something.
But then for Jacob to come in after Tama Tonga was like, I mean, after Tongaloa, it was like, yo, this made sense. Because if you'd have done it any other order, it would have been trash.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deuce Bigelow. What is he saying?
Martin looks like he's supposed to
sell. I can't believe it's not cocoa butter. And if you know the Martin Morrow lore about the lotion in his car, you'll understand why that's so much funnier.
I don't understand why this lore is a thing. I have 1 bottle of lotion. In the front.
You don't understand.
I have 1 bottle of lotion in my car.
So our whole friend group just makes up the fact that you have a ton of lotion in your car.
I didn't say you made it up.
Okay, yeah. One bottle? One.
Currently, yes.
Okay, currently. See,
Can't mess with
Because
that
I started
lotion, brother.
using coconut oil.
Coconut oil, man.
thus adding a legitimacy to this here super chat.
That
100%.
oil change everything, boy. I tell you, man.
Yeah.
That lotion
Listens.
on black skin, it's like putting water and going outside when it's hot.
It being in Martin's car used to be like a magician finding balloons or something. You know what I mean? Where it's like, is another one? What is happening? Like it was crazy.
I was never a lotion guy, bro. I always did. Let me say how I started. Before I started buying like coconut oil, I had, that thick canister of Vaseline. You get a little scoop of that
yeah.
with some water. It turns into the
Sure,
joint.
yeah.
But I could
Because you got to
never
break
do
it
lotion.
down.
You got to break that down.
Yeah.
That's
You
like
can't-
uncut cocaine. You got
100%.
to step on that, boy.
So let me understand this. So
Yeah.
you put him on to oils.
Yeah.
And you didn't put none on your chest. You just came here.
Well, it's because we were doing the other podcast. We were recording beforehand.
You couldn't put no glisten on that.
Hey,
we were recording right before. I couldn't.
let me tell you something. I want to say I'm sorry. And you know why I'm sorry? I didn't know he was going to lead me into that. I'm over here answering honestly. Yep. Cool. So what?
All right, let me follow up on that real quick.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm a Segway guy. You know that.
Man, it's incredible segues, brother.
Thank you.
Who do we want to see? Well, first of all, these are the matches we have at SummerSlam so far.
Yes.
LA Knight versus Logan Paul. They rushed that immediately. He
Yeah.
came out with the
Contract, yeah.
How you come out with the contract on SmackDown and Nick Aldis ain't in his office?
Right. Where's he got to be at?
How did you get this contract?
He just went to his printer.
Yeah. What is
This
come
is
on.
clearly staged.
LA Knight versus Logan Paul. They didn't make it official, but we know we're gonna see Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Although I'm kind of scared they're not going to put Rollins in that match.
Why?
I feel like a lot of the Triple H emphasis has been on singles matches.
Say that name again, because I caught that.
Yeah. Because what did
You
you
said Chick-fil-A. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Triple A is
Triple
Yeah.
H
yeah.
emphasis
okay.
has been on singles matches and letting things breathe and building it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it'll start with Punk versus Drew, and then maybe at one of the next pay-per-views we get the triple threat.
Is Punk cleared? Because they've been teasing this, and it's like this shouldn't take this long.
Gotta
it was
be close.
January.
At
Yeah.
the
He
very
got
least.
old bones though, man. This is a different.
Listen, he has to be a part-timer, full-timer.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man, because it's also him not wrestling often could be contributing to the fact
It's
that
great.
he gets hurt more.
But okay. For the first part, I'm with you as
Yeah.
far as part-time, full-time, because I love how Triple H has utilized wrestlers when they've gotten certain injuries.
Yeah,
Case in point, Dominik Mysterio,
Facts.
CM Punk. So it's like Dom had that shoulder thing, and he was still on TV every week.
Yeah,
and he was able to have a storyline. CM Punk injured, but he still did commentary. He still popped up and said things. That was beautiful. Did the pre-show and the post-show stuff like that. But now it's like I need to see Punk have a match.
Yeah.
Whereas Dom, he just had a match, and we was like, oh, okay, I guess he's healed.
Mhm.
So I like how Triple H is utilizing people, but at the same time, what do you build? What do you hold that triple threat for then? If you just do a one-on-one with Punk and Drew McIntyre,
Bad Blood.
ooh,
I think they got to really build Bad Blood.
Ooh.
Yeah, something to bring him back. I think that could also be where you do Roman versus Solo.
Okay, so SummerSlam, we got Solo versus Cody. He didn't even want to do no build-up. I know
Nah.
what you want.
Yeah.
I want the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got those. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what they're gonna do with Bianca and Jade, because for them to build back up to this tag team thing, I don't want to see it.
No,
But it's also a little too soon for them to go solo against each other.
sure.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Because Bianca's basically been babysitting and teaching, and she's so much better than that. But at the same time, the women's title pictures are so full, you don't have anything for Bianca.
Right. I don't know, man. It's without a women's mid-card title, you get put in these positions quite a lot.
Yes.
Because also, like, every Jade match we've seen is still very short.
Yeah.
And so we still don't necessarily know what we have there yet.
Right.
Which is what I was talking about with the Braun Breaker problem, which is why he's having competitive matches. So I mean, it really is up to what the agents and.
But let's give Jade her credit though. Although she has not been as experienced in the ring as let's say a Becky Lynch or a Bianca or Naomi, she's still better than a lot of these main roster women that we see.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And I'm talking about, like, I've seen some clunky stuff from women who've been wrestling 3 times as long as she has.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tyrone, for the super chat. We appreciate you.
Solo out here becoming tribal chief and spending all his new money at the Men's Warehouse on them suits. Facts. You want to talk about lack of tailoring?
Oh my God.
Solo
boy. He built like Rikishi now, bro.
Absolutely.
It's a little too much, man. Hey, man, you're better than that, Solo.
And they wearing like the hood style suits where it's like all black chain over the shirt type situation where it's like
they look like a gang.
Yeah, 100%.
The only one who looks presentable is the one who's bringing his own suits, which is Bachaloa. He's over here doing his thing.
He's got to do something right.
Yeah, I can dress. Damn, what you talking about? I'm gonna be fresh.
We need you to wrestle. That's not my calling.
You don't need me.
Yeah. You don't need me, brother.
No, when they had the match at the last Money in the Bank
6-man tag.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, they didn't put him with his brother. That's crazy.
You knew we wanted to see Jacob getting the hair out his mouth.
Yeah, man.
I was gonna stall him out.
I was trying. Did it happen 2 more times? And the face he was making was just like, you, Lord have mercy. I got you on the Patreon. I got you on the Patreon.
This is beautiful, man. This character choice.
Absolutely.
You'd never cease to amaze me, man.
Thank you, brother.
Incredible is back with another super chat that says a good twist will be Bianca going heel on Jade.
I would love to see a heel Bianca because last time she did that, she was in NXT. But I think she's fallen into the Cena category where it's like you got so many little kids and so many little girls looking up at you. It's like,
how far are we away from a Charlotte return?
Great question.
See, she went down in, was that January?
I don't remember. Because every time I see her Instagram, she just naked and on a beach somewhere. And I'm like, can you get back to work?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you like, what's going on?
I think it's supposed to be September, October. Yeah.
That's a year ago.
That would be Bad Blood then.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Who took her out? Was it Nia that took her out?
No. I think it was like Asuka.
Oh, and Asuka's out.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
This roster is very injured.
Yeah, certainly.
But now I want to see, let me tell you who I want to see. Ludwig Kaiser start heating up right when he got injured, bro.
Yeah, that was
sad.
Like, 2 killer matches after killer matches and then just nothing.
And the promos, he showed that he wasn't just a sidekick.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you want to see. You want to see the the Seinfeld sitcom, and you want to see George Costanza get a successul sitcom after.
Right.
But it didn't go that way.
You don't
but it's
see
like
the Joey. Yeah. That
did not expect
a Joey reference.
No.
I didn't expect the Joey sitcom. The NBC was just like, what can we do here?
Who can we get?
Yeah. Let's see the adventures of Joey by himself.
Yeah, of all people.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Crazy.
I would have done Phoebe.
Absolutely.
If anything, or had them both together. They're both the same character to me.
Basically.
When you said that's not what I thought you meant.
What you think I meant?
When you said you would have done Phoebe, I thought.
He meant them both ways, I think.
Okay,
Because I also would. There's a whole clip on about this.
Yeah, I know you a Phoebe lover.
We covered this ground.
Until Smelly Cat came out. I was like, nah. Smelly Cat, Smelly Cat.
Sometimes I don't. You know what? Let's move on.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. So now, let's take this time now to answer some of our Patreon questions.
Yes.
And also, thank you to everybody who is a member of our Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting us. This is the time we get a chance to spotlight you guys. If you have specific questions, you guys can ask them on the Patreon. And if you guys are watching here live on YouTube, you too can be a member of the Patreon and you get so many different benefits from being a patron. Aside from all of that,
have you guys?
You get our gratitude.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on that. Have y'all figured out a name for y'all fans, y'all followers?
We've been reading some things.
Yeah.
Let me pull out what some people have said.
Show off the list.
What to say? We got the home balls on the other show.
Hey, yo.
You know what I mean? Chill out.
I still think the bellies.
The bellies is trash.
Yeah.
The bellies is pretty good. Wait. This is a question from last week. This is from Chauncey Chontimus Prime
Oh.
says, hilarious and dope per usual. I know NXT Heatwave was probably happening while y'all were filming, but based off what y'all seen / heard, thoughts of the Fatal 4-Way main event. Also, favorite Fatal 4-Way match ever and your dream Fatal 4-Way that you guys will book. In order, what'd you guys think of the NXT Fatal 4-Way?
That's the one where Ethan won the title, right?
Yeah.
I loved it because I was going to chime in on that when we were talking about it earlier. Aside from everything else that happened, that was such a message to everyone in another promotion.
Yeah.
Look what you can have if you come this way. You know what I mean?
Join the
you,
row.
Yeah, you want to. right. You want to worry about the booker all in the promos, all in front of the show.
Yep.
Come to NXT. You know what I mean? Where you can tangentially feud with Shawn Michaels but never wrestle him.
I like what you did there. Tangentially.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Shawn Michaels cooked, man. That I think on a week where there were 3 pay-per-views,
Yeah.
one that had 15 matches, one that had 5 matches. Heatwave was the perfect amount of breathing time. I think everybody shined. I love the Sol Ruka versus Kalani James match, or not Kalani Jordan match, but that 4-way was fire, bro. In the finish, Trick Williams still looked good in defeat. They did a lot of cool spots. And for that to be how he loses the title,
Yeah.
I think it also it plays into his level of experience and his tenacity, because he was so focused on that. Something they said was like he was so focused on defense that he forgot to do the offense aspect of it. And we don't get to see that a lot in wrestling. So that's I thought it was a fire match. As far as my favorite Fatal 4-Way match, it'd probably be the one that was like Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, Edge, and John Cena.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite Fatal 4-Way was The Rock, Mankind, Big Show, and Triple H, WrestleMania 2000.
Oh, okay.
Because there was a McMahon in every corner.
Yeah.
I loved that story alone. Without the McMahons was a strong story because The Rock had won the Royal Rumble that year. It could have stood alone.
Well,
then they added the McMahons.
Big Show kind of won, though.
Big Show won. I'm gonna give you that. Big Show did win, but The Rock won. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, give me yours.
Favorite. I feel like during the Paul Heyman SmackDown era, there was a Fatal 4-Way of Edge, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, and I want to say The Undertaker.
Okay.
That gave us like one of the craziest Kurt Angle crashing out sequences of all time.
Yeah.
Where he comes in and just literally handles everyone in the ring. Every time they get the upper hand, he slips it and suplexes them and then takes the straps down. And then it's just like, it's just such a great
Iconic.
Perk Angle situation that I'm like, it sticks in my mind.
This was the one that I was like, this is pretty good. The bellies is solid. I read this one from Big Jersey 99. He says, The Jobbers.
The Jobbers.
Okay.
I liked it. But to answer your question, we have not
right.
landed on.
Yeah.
It's definitely always on you guys. So make sure that you keep tossing out names that you guys would like to be called as the fan base of the Before the Bell podcast. Martin, give us the questions from the Patreon.
All right. So the first question from Bobby Rosales is from our patreon.com/Before the Bell pod. When do you think Tiffany Stratton will cash in? She's on fire right now.
And who does she cash in on?
Yeah, that's a big one. I almost think that Bailey's going to retain. I think that Nia's the MVP right now of the women's division on SmackDown.
Yes.
But I think that somehow, some way, Bailey's going to pull it out. I think that's been kind of her character as of late. They've
been teasing the fact that every cash in has been successful for the women.
Yeah.
And I think they've been teasing that to give us a swerve. So I feel like if Bailey retains or she loses, well, let's say if she retains, I feel like Tiffany goes to cash in on her and Nia stops her and gives a failed attempt. Or I feel that when Nia wins from Bailey, Tiffany tries to cash in on her. That sets up their feud, even though it's too rushed, but then she loses that way. Either way, Tiffy is not the champ, and that turns her face because the crowd is already cheering her.
Yeah,
certainly. I don't know. Because it goes against what I was saying about Sami Zayn in that I feel like champions need to be booked strong, but Bailey's just, and I think Bailey's a GOAT. I think Bailey's a GOAT female wrestler.
Yeah.
All-time great. But there's not much happening with her title reign.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You almost want to shake it up because you also want to reward the fact that the King of the Ring should end in a world title win also.
Yes.
So the Queen of the Ring, rather, for Nia, because I don't think Gunther wins the world championship. I don't think he
At this point, he does. Because
You think
Damian
so?
been holding on to that. Tyrone, thank you so much. Wants us to talk more about AEW. I don't know if you've been watching the show. We did that the whole first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And outside of that, if you want to become a patron, we have Martin giving reviews on AEW. So you can get your entire fix that way.
Yeah.
Keep going, good brother.
Yeah. But also, we'll see how good the BBL Bailey thing goes. And that
BBL
that might catch on.
BBL Bailey.
She does need a new theme.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Think of this nigga. Don't act like you don't know me. I would love to see. Here's the problem. Cody is wrapped up in this bloodline thing. You know, I'm a Cody guy. I'm a Cody crybaby boy
Yeah.
since he was mustache Cody before Stardust.
Facts.
Yeah.
But because he's got the bloodline feud, Bailey doesn't have anything outside of Nia and Tiffy.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because when you're a face champion, they don't write as many great storylines once you have the title compared to when
Exactly.
you're chasing it.
Well,
So-
I will. She does have Blair Davenport kind of messing with her on the backstage, but Blair Davenport has lost like every match she's had. On
You
the
mean
main roster.
Jim Carrey from Batman Forever?
I can't even. That is.
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
That the accuracy is really what does it for me. When people call Caitlin Clark Billy Kidman,
Yo,
it's like that kind of level of accuracy.
You know what
That's
Blair
man-
Davenport is? Blair Davenport is, we can't get Paige back over here, okay? Y'all gotta settle for this. Thanks for the super chat, Deuce Bigelow.
That's hilarious.
What's the next question, brother?
Next question coming from Salvador Murillo. What would you think about Jim Cornette coming back as the new wise man for the Bloodline? He's already said he won't do it, but I think it would be a great callback to his feud with Heyman in the early 90s. What are your thoughts?
No, if Heyman, even in the fantasy land where Heyman gets hired by a major promotion,
Or Cornette?
Cornette, excuse me,
Yeah.
he'd need to go to AEW.
Uh-huh.
That's where the money is. If you put Cornette's hatred of that organization is well documented, and that's where you would draw the money. He has no real place in. I mean, that's fun for nerds like us who remember stuff like that, but at this point, I mean, yeah, corny. I'm good.
Yeah.
You?
I would say I'd prefer Armando Alejandro Estrada.
Oh yeah,
As he was Umaga's handler.
Okay.
Right.
So having him come back and be maybe the quote unquote wise man, or however you would have him support the bloodline, I think that would be a better fit. And
New
he's a
blood.
little bit younger. He could still probably, take some spots or whatever if need be.
I'm not mad at that. I definitely want the bloodline storyline to be stronger and get as much camera time as it can get, because Solo doing this whole tribal chief thing now officially is like, this is what we needed. We needed some gas because it was kind of getting dry.
Say Nia does beat Bailey,
Uh-huh.
and then she joins the new bloodline,
I'm down for it.
and then Tiffy's with the Money in the Bank briefcase, like. Ugh. I really shouldn't
Yeah.
cash in because
Yeah.
they will kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's an interesting dynamic.
That'd be
But
a fun interaction.
Yeah.
It would be. Nia's already fought in the men's Royal Rumble before.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she could hit guys. So that's why it would make sense for Nia to join the bloodline. Did we have any more?
Yeah, she'd be like their Rhea essentially.
Oh man, Rhea's so good.
Yeah. But yeah, having Tiffany be like scared of these Samoans, and then Tongalo's like, yeah, I like Plato or whatever you say.
Yeah, what?
Whatever Tongalo
And
says.
Tiff could play a white woman uncomfortable around a lot of minorities
Yeah, she
so
can.
well, I
Yes.
bet. You know what I mean?
That's
Like-
not acting. Why?
yeah.
She's an Olympian. That is real.
Daniel Zamorano said, this is not a wrestling question, but I would like to know what got you three into comedy. I believe comedians have the best job bringing laughter into a messed up world. You guys got me through some dark times recently. For that, I want to say thank you.
Oh.
And what event do you remember got you to become a wrestling fan?
Woo! I'll tell you really simply what got me into comedy first. What got me into comedy first was when I was 7 years old I came downstairs. I might have been younger than 7. I came downstairs and I saw my uncle had the TV on HBO still, and Martin Lawrence was hosting Def Comedy Jam. And I saw that and I stayed still and I watched the crowd just erupted everything he said. And I said, I want to do that. So that's what made me really get into really wanting to be a comedian. Now, wrestling, and I hate to say this match, but it's the truth. Mankind versus The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. That match was the first match I remember seeing and being like, I need to watch this all the time.
Yeah.
It was iconic. What was yours?
How I got into comedy, I was in college, and I'll take it back some. I used to watch like Kids in the Hall and SNL and
Not a Living Color, huh?
No, and I was gonna get there.
No, I don't think you were.
Nah,
I don't think you were.
Yeah, I was.
You led with the top 2.
Yeah, you went vanilla.
You know you want to go.
It's cool. Yeah.
No,
Look,
Homie
Kids
the
in
Clown,
Call's
you know?
good, yeah.
Homie the Clown. You
What
know,
about only named Jim Carrey characters?
Yeah,
You know, you
yeah.
got Fire Marshal Bill and no, but the Vanilla Ice, you guys remember that one, right? That was fun. They were kind of mean to him in that one.
Yeah. He was kind of dressed like that in the
Little bit,
sketch.
yeah. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of sketch and stand up, like, you know, BT's Comic View.
Oh, okay.
I almost wanted you to say Black Entertainment Television. It's Comic View.
But yeah, that's what got me into it. The first time I tried stand up was at like a friend's birthday party when I was 16, and it was trash. So yeah, but what got me into wrestling, so my grandparents loved wrestling, my granny and my grandpa, and they would only watch WCW. They were religious about WCW, hated Ric Flair. So I'd watch some of that with them. But then like one day I was home and Razor Ramon made his entrance on Raw, and I was like, this is the coolest. Just like the lights and the machismo and the jewels and all that. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So that's what kind of sold me on like wrestling as something that could be cool and something that could be fun.
The stand-up thing, I had done stand-up the last week of high school for me. They brought a comedy show to the school and I was the president of like all these committees. And I went backstage and I talked to the comedians. Kool-Aid, Melvin Bender, Martez Jackson, and Assembly Chanel. And I was like, man, I'm a comedian. He was like, oh yeah, where you perform? And I just started lying. And he was like, oh, well, why don't you bring me up? And I was like,
oh no.
And I went up in front of my entire student body and I didn't have anything written down. So I looked at the security guard at the time. His name was, I think Wells or something like that. And Coach Stevens. And he was a very large man. Like, you know, like take up this whole couch type large. And I looked, and I was like, man, look at Coach Stevens, man. I'm surprised he could walk up and down the hall without having a heart attack. And the entire school just laughed. And I was like, all right, y'all, we better keep this show rolling. And I brought my guy up. And then from that point, I started doing open mics. And that was that.
Coach Stevens was hurt. He was like, wait, what are you doing?
How am I catching strays out here? I'm just trying to keep everybody coached up. Dang.
And then he couldn't even respond. You just say that about him, and then like, all right, your next comic. Wait. Detention.
I had nothing, man.
Hilarious. I mean, I'm not a comedian. As I don't know if some of y'all know that, but I got into comedy young. My uncle used to always show me Robin Harris videos and that kind of thing, and so. Back when the Comedy Act Theater was popping when I was very young, he was always sneaking stuff to show me that. For some reason, my mom didn't even care about. Like, my mom is the nicest, sweetest woman you ever meet, but she played like Ice Cube records and stuff in the car all the time. Like, she's kind of ratchet like that. I don't know who this current grandmother version of my mom is that everyone thinks is a sweet old lady. I don't know who that is.
Turn on some Al Green.
You know what I mean? No. You like Lil' Kim hardcore and don't be trying to front like you didn't.
Yeah.
Later in life, the way I got involved in comedy was when I was a comic book editor for Boom Studios. Congratulations, Ross Ritchie, by the way, just sold it to Penguin Random House. Big up to him. I wanted a nighttime gig because it didn't take much of my day to do it when I was freelancing for Marvel and DC. And I answered a Craigslist ad to work at the world famous Comedy Store. Wow. And it led to everything else. And
wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You asked about my origin story.
That's a great origin story.
Part of it. Yeah, for sure. As far as wrestling, I'm old enough to remember WrestleMania 2. Yeah, like my uncles again, they ordered it on closed circuit television.
That's a real order.
Not pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Closed circuit television. And I remember it distinctly because Mr. T, who was a hero of mine at the time, should have been your hero too. There's a resemblance there. And he faced Roddy Piper in a boxing match.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me. I remember being like, Mr. T is fighting someone.
What is happening here?
I'm not certain.
What is that, Alex?
But weird.
All right.
It's a super chat.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. And then, so Mr. T fighting Roddy Piper stuck with me, made me want to keep watching. And then I was blessed enough to later be friends with Piper later on in life. And then, because he's the one who got me back into wrestling post-college. I had given it up. I was like, I like girls now. You know what I mean? I only need to be watching this. And then he always wanted to talk about the business when he would hang around the Comedy Store. And that got all of the fellas back into the thing.
That always happens. Like for true wrestling fans, you watch it, then you leave, and you come back. So what brought me back into wrestling, I had stopped right around the time The Rock left for Hollywood. Like Hollywood Rock, I caught the end of that and I was done because Stone Cold was gone. He was gone. I was like, I'm out of here. And rest in peace, my boy Nick Carthan. He was like, yeah, man, you watching wrestling? I was like, no, but I had just bought WWE 11, right? Or the one with CM Punk on the cover. So I got that one and I was like, I got this. I'm playing the game. He said, you got to watch. And I was like, all right, I'll watch. And I've been watching religiously since 2013.
Oh, nice.
Like every single week. So I wouldn't have got back in if it wasn't for my late friend Nick. But it's like I love it. And I love to hear that story from you because one day I was just at the Comedy Store and I just always saw you. And I was like, hey man, when you going up? Nah, I ain't going up.
Yeah.
But you're here all the time. Yeah. And I was like, all right.
I'll be here.
This is great to know. Thank you so much to Devon.
Yeah.
That guy, what is he saying?
Let's say Solo wins the championship. Where would The Rock fall in at? Remember, the night after WrestleMania, he held Cody belt and said, this feels right.
Hey, Vaughn, I'll beat your ass, bro. Ain't no way he's winning that title. He ain't even had a title yet.
Yeah.
At most, he would have to.
No, he had the NXT North American title for like a cup of coffee.
A cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Who's like, for example, DIY now has the tag team titles on SmackDown.
Yeah.
That means either Pretty Deadly is going to win them off of them. Who's another heel tag team on SmackDown?
Tongaloa and Tonga.
That could happen.
Yeah,
so either the Tongans get it or Pretty Deadly take that off of them. Probably the Tongans, just to make the bloodline that much more. Yeah.
I'm about to say, where The Rock fits in, if anyone's getting a world title in that faction, it will be The Rock. You know what I mean? Like
he made his own title.
He was so desperate for gold. He's like, you gonna give me a belt to wear
Get
to the
Ali's
ring?
wife here. No.
Yeah, this ain't go. I ain't coming naked.
Let everyone know that Muhammad Ali's wife crafted this. Muhammad Ali, this is from the bones of Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. They done sprinkled Muhammad Ali's ashes in the belt, is what you saying?
He does it. Was it like from the YouTube documentary? It was like, I told him, I said, Muhammad Ali, you're going to say you're the greatest of all time, but then you're going to pass that torch to The Rock.
That boy.
Say that The Rock is the greatest of all time.
Lying
so
with
you finally
charisma.
watched it?
Yeah.
Lying with charisma.
The Rock is a different guy.
Yeah, man.
For him to have said with the straightest face, I had this idea to say, and it was like, all right.
He's working, baby.
It's working, man.
baby.
I
He's
love
working.
The Rock. You know, Rock is a friend of the show. So as we wrap this thing on up,
last question.
Yeah.
From Dink Too Cool from our Patreon, patreon.com/beforethebell. What is your favorite title reign of any belt, old or new?
Ooh. Burns, you got to start that off.
Ooh, wait, hit that one more time.
Title reign?
Favorite title reign of any belt, old or new?
Ooh.
Favorite title reign. Can we do two? Like, can I say WCW and W? All right, go ahead.
Ooh, okay. Well, oh my God, that is
any wrestling company. Do you think? Yeah.
I'm just gonna go somewhat obscure then, to try not to step on whatever y'all gonna do. I'm gonna go Rob Van Dam's television title run in ECW. It was the first time I'd ever seen a mid-card title made more important than the world belt.
Wow.
And because, like, who was even the world champion at the time?
Just Incredible.
Yeah, I think Just Incredible was the world champion, but you were tuning in to see Rob defend the belt. So that's one of my favorites outside of the main two.
Oh, the matches with him and Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn, shout out, friend of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbelievable.
Classics.
Unbelievable. But favorite all-time run might be, oh my God. I might have to say Bret Hart as the heel leader of the Hart Foundation.
Wow.
To me, the true beginning of the Attitude Era. He doesn't get the credit for it.
No.
But if you go back to that run,
He started it.
he started that because it felt real.
Yep.
His anger was justified.
And it was real too.
And it changed, and it created a dynamic you've never seen before, where he was a hero in Canada and a villain in the United States. And without that, we don't get Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Damn, Burns?
Yeah.
Man, we got to talk. All right, go ahead, man. What's yours?
Crash Holly hardcore title run, man. It was just so much fun.
You rat bastard.
Yeah.
Keep going.
What other title reigns have you seen someone fight in an airport, fight in a fun zone, fight in a carnival? Like, yeah, dude, Crash Holly was the man. That's
Rest
my
in
goat.
peace, man. I love Crash Holly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you for WCW. I gotta go for WCW. I'm gonna go for Goldberg's initial title reign.
Mm-hmm.
That one to me because it felt like as a kid you're like yes, right. It felt like a superhero thing. Then when I go to WWE, I have to say it's a tie between Triple H winning the WWE Championship and him having his legendary heel run from 1999 until 2001.
I say for like forever.
He held the title longer than anybody around
yeah,
there. And the tie is with The Miz for his last Intercontinental title run because he made that title relevant again.
Yeah.
It didn't get that height of relevancy again until Gunther.
Sure.
The Miz is probably the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. Of all time. Next to Jericho, just for having the most reigns, but Miz needs to get one more reign to break that streak.
Whatever this line is.
That sternum
hurts.
Oh,
yeah. Like physically.
The Miz has the greatest Intercontinental title reign.
You said it again.
He's the greatest Intercontinental
You
champion.
said it for a third time.
I think the greatest reign is Gunther's. The greatest champion
is The Miz.
I'd say Jericho.
The greatest Intercontinental champion?
Yeah.
From when he won it off China?
Every time Jericho held that title, it felt like it meant something.
I don't know if it meant something every time, but he was an incredible champion. He's the one who put the Intercontinental Championship on the map to me. Mm-hmm. But The Miz is the person, after a decade, revitalized this run. He made you care more about put it like this. And I want you to tell me.
Yeah.
When Miz got that Intercontinental title back, who was the world champion?
Ew.
Exactly.
I mean,
because he made it that must see. The Miz.
I'm just such an old school human being to hear this sort of talk when the bevy of Intercontinental champions run through my head like Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, Rowdy Piper.
The Miz is the best.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, who The Rock, when he threw The Rock's title into a river.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these things happened. You know that, right? And then you go sit right there with the confidence that you're sitting with, and you're sitting up straight.
Oh, yeah.
Let me
Great
sit
posture.
up straight and talk about The Miz.
The Miz
is the greatest of all time.
He's the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time.
Woo! Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Look, I respect it, bro.
And here's the thing. I say that with... You have to understand what the Intercontinental Championship means.
Take the glasses off
Absolutely.
and talk to me. All right.
You
Yeah.
don't understand
Yeah.
what the Intercontinental Championship means. The Intercontinental Championship is the workman's title.
Sure.
It's the workhorse of the company.
Okay.
And Miz said this title is so undervalued and underappreciated. I'm going to restore this to relevancy. I want to defend it all the time. I want you to put this in the main event of pay-per-views. I want this to be the must-see title because it had gotten away from that. Everybody's just chasing a world title. And the Miz made it so important that as I just asked you, who was the world champion when he was the Intercontinental champion, you could not think of them.
It's not fair because my encyclopedic knowledge of
Yeah.
WWE ends, I think, at WrestleMania 14.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm old school.
To answer your question, it was Brock Lesnar when Miz had
Okay.
a title, and Brock Lesnar was doing that.
Yeah.
That
Universal.
no. Yes, but he was doing the part-time schedule.
Okay.
So we didn't
That's
have
Nah,
any
I
world
got you.
champion to be on television.
Yeah.
And that's where Miz and Ziggler had this incredible banger that should have headlined their pay-per-view, but did not. And I think Randy and Bray went on after them and couldn't follow it. Thank you so much, Devon, for the other super chat. Thank you, Deuce Bigelow. What is Deuce Bigelow saying, good brother?
You
Did
said-
we go the other Devon one? Hear me out. Cena win Royal Rumble 2025 and become 17-time defeating Gunther. We did that already?
No, we did not. But that'd be cool.
It'd be cool if he won the world title.
Yeah.
Which would Gunther? That would. That's. I don't see him winning the Rumble though.
I read something about how he's never won the IC title, and I kind of would.
Which is I was about to transition to that as we were talking about that.
Interesting.
Cena's never won. His U.S. title run is
Legendary.
legendary.
Yeah.
I would say he's the greatest United
title.
States champion of all time. But I don't even think it matters that he doesn't have that IC title.
I would let him break Flair's streak.
Yeah. I keep telling y'all, I don't know if I've said it on this show.
Uh-huh.
The last story there is to tell with John Cena is against Charlotte Flair. They'll never do it. They'll never book it. But who has more skin in the game to prevent him from breaking that record than her? Who? And she could send goon after goon to try to make sure he never gets that 17th reign till the point where she got to Thanos the thing and say, fine, I'm going to just do it myself.
Thank you, Devon, for saying
Right.
the Miz is the GOAT of IC champs. That is something they would never do. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Burns, what do you have coming up? How can people find you?
Chris_please, if you are in the LA area, the Hollywood Black Comedy Festival, Labor Day weekend, YouTube Theater, Dion Cole, Corey Holcomb, Nate Jackson, Ryan Davis, Henry Coleman, and Dominik. It's going to be amazing.
Not
You're
Martin
gonna wanna miss
Morrow,
that.
not Clayton Thomas. It's crazy.
I only have so much control.
I can't wait to see that. It's going to be an incredible show.
Yeah.
Martin Morrow.
Yo, follow me at Martin M. Morrow. Here's something I want you guys to do, though. At Chris Jericho, all right? Everyone hit up Chris Jericho and say you want Before the Bell on the Jericho Cruise come January, okay? So find him on all his socials, Chris Jericho. You tell him Before the Bell is the best wrestling podcast out there, and you want to see us do our thing on the Jericho Cruise. So, yeah, just flood his comments, all right? Let's let him know Before the Bell for Jericho Cruise, because that's what Martin Morrow wants, baby. Come on, yeah! CT.
I love that. And I echo everything that Martin just said, ladies and gentlemen. Go to Chris Jericho's page and at Before the Bell podcast on all the socials, wherever you are, so he can see it. The more times you do it 5 times in a row.
Why
Why
not?
stop it once? Do it 5 times in a row because we want to be on this cruise as a unit. Other than that, thank you guys so much. Oh, when this video drops tomorrow, I want to see if y'all can break your own record. As of last week's episode, we have the most comments on any of our former episodes on YouTube at 150 comments.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if y'all can break that. So more than 150 comments. We respond to all of you guys' comments. Thank you so much for engaging with us. Thank you so much for the super chats. We're at this many people in our live right now, which shows the love that you guys have for us. We could not be more grateful. Before the Bell, we're about to do the post show on the Patreon. If you have not jumped over there, become a member. Have an incredible weekend. We out.
Peace.